Essay on what caused racism. Racism may be a worldwide drawback for all civilizations that is caused by individuals. World Health Organization ignore the differentiation and specifications of assorted nations. This drawback is often resolved by individuals solely and their consciousness and continuous education. Actually, the sole issue that racism provides is that the division on us and them. Each of those classes supported what our origin is and therefore the color. It all happens once individuals chuck tolerance and suppose that it's traditional to treat others badly. What is the conclusion for racism? The conclusion for racism needs to be a multifaceted, ill-inclusive, and open-minded effort publicized by all walks of life. The primary step during this evolution is breaking the cycle of emotion being instilled in our youth. None people square measure born with emotion in our hearts, breaking the cycle and dynamic all the way we've perpetually done things may be a paradigm shift that might get to be embraced by everybody. The next vital part of final racism needs to be a realization by the traditionally default population. Yeah, I'm talking concerning America, my fellow Caucasians. That, whereas we tend to might feel powerfully against racism and hate what it represents, none people really grasp what it seems like to be treated as but owing to the color of our skin. In alternative words, to conclude racism, the race has to be compelled to acknowledge simply however robust white privilege is and the way it's negatively wedged minorities for therefore long. I won't get in the weeds with the statistics of jail populations, unemployment, underemployment, or arrest profiles of whites versus minorities. However, I feel anyone World Health Organization is honest with themselves, is aware of the statistics aren't representative of equality or just treatment of minorities. I might in all probability fill many screens with all of the ways that we want to alter to mitigate racism. However, before we are able to with success place racism behind America, we tend to should stop wanting the opposite manner after we see or hear it. Period. Nowadays, in our society, racism issues solely increase. It's bestowed the majority over the globe. The rationale why humans are therefore influenced by racism issue is content and lack of information. Individuals aren't therefore totally different. The sole differentiating issue is that the color of skin. Nothing else. In fact, we tend to square measure all humans. All people ought to be treated equally on all spheres of life despite the origin, position, and skin. Certainly, there's no excellent resolution to the racism drawback. Perhaps it will exist for an extended time currently. The sole issue we are able to do is to limit its extent and enlargement. The simplest manner is to be not indifferent and begin being enlightened. We to debate before spoken language one thing offensive regarding race, position, etc. Solely tolerance and humans' intelligence will facilitate to tackle racism problems. To explain and perceive the facet of race and racism. Higher, many theoretical views are recommended that square measure a lot of liable to the set of characteristics shared by each individual in an exceedingly class. To specific the essentialism of ending racism, modern sociologists acknowledge three general, theoretical views. From these views, sociologists any document that they assist in the assessment of however varied social phenomena interrelate with each other. The practical perspective, additionally referred to as structural functional perspective, appearance at society as a system showing however elements of the society work structurally to stay the survival of societies. From the angle, functionalists establish structural characteristics, functions, and dysfunctions of establishments that facilitate in drawing a distinction between manifest functions and latent functions. This attitude any assumes that members of an equivalent society share an accord relating to their core beliefs and values. The conflict perspective borrows abundant of its inspiration from the work of revolutionist argument that existing social system and social relationship results from past and in progress conflicts. This attitude argues that the society frequently thrives on the conflict, therefore, keeps troubled between social teams that vie with each other. The last is that the labeling perspective, a result of symbolic interaction competitor that society exists because of human beings' ability to speak to at least one another by sugar set of symbols. Additionally, they are saying that people's action towards others, objects, and events may be a dependent of that means wedged to them. Consequently, the angle denotes that folks' expertise the globe they sleep in is a created reality. Associate degree highlights why an individual's answerability is often totally different from another despite the actual fact that they're partaking in exceedingly similar behavior. Thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe.